2021 Virtual Community Health Worker Summit. Your presenter for this session is Alisa Howard, CEO and founder of Minority Health Consultants. Before she begins, I'd like to go over some housekeeping items with you. This is a pre-recorded session, but the Q&A section of the Thinkific platform is being monitored to respond to any questions that you may have. You can access the discussion tab at the top right of your course player whenever you have a question to ask. The course player is where you are watching this video now. Just click on the image of the two alternating boxes, then click Create New Post to submit your question. Questions will only be answered on the day the presentation premieres. Today's slides and any additional resources pertaining to this presentation have been made available to you inside the Thinkific platform. You can find them by scrolling down past this video. As a reminder, we do ask that everyone complete a survey about this session. The survey is located inside of the Thinkific platform in the next module. You should be prompted to click Complete and Continue, which will bring up the survey. If you do not receive a prompt, you can still find the survey in the next lesson module. Additionally, it's important that you complete the survey at the end of the week. These are very important, and Do Member Health uses every bit of feedback to help inform future educational events. Just a reminder, this presentation has been approved for continuing education hours for CHWs, CHW instructors, and certified health education specialists. In order to obtain your certificate, you must complete the summit evaluation by April 23rd, so don't miss your window. And if you're on social media, we invite you to engage, to post, to share, to tag us. We're using those hashtags that you see on the screen there. And now to the presentation.
Good day and welcome to the virtual CHW Summit. My name is Alisa Howard, and today I'll be talking to you about Mentoring 101. Just a little bit about me. I'm the owner of Minority Health Consultants, a boutique public health firm focusing on health equity through a social determinants of health lens. I'm also the co-founder of the CHW Mentorship Network and a CHW instructor for College of Southern Nevada. I've worked on several levels of public health in my 9-year career. I've worked at the state level as a policy and procedure writer for the Tuberculosis Elimination Program in the Office of Public Health, Informatics, and Epidemiology. In that position, I also became a health analyst where I did contact tracing when cases broke out. I've worked at the local government level as a disease data collection specialist at the Southern Nevada Health District in the HIV and STD department. And I've also worked at the community level as a director of the first Ryan White Part B HIV prevention program and an early intervention program at the Las Vegas Urban League. I sit on several boards and a part of several different groups. I'm a proxy member of the Nevada Office of Minority Health Advisory Board. I'm also a CHW advisor on the Nevada Certification Board and the Nevada CHW Advisory Board. I sit on the policy board and ad hoc policy committee for the National Association for Community Health Workers, and I sit on the policy board for the Nevada Health and Equity Coalition. Some memberships I'm a part of is the Nevada Community Health Worker Association and the National Community Health Worker Association as well. So let's jump right in. We're going to talk about the CHW Mentorship Network and what it is. We aim to build the next generation of community health workers through professional development. The goal is to provide opportunities for community health workers, health navigators, promoters, and those alike to ensure their contributions to public health and further develop as leaders. We intend to help students newly graduated CHWs as well as the seasoned CHW growing their skill sets through a professional environment. We offer an opportunity for professional development, networking, and to allow an exchange of ideas between the experienced CHW and the recent graduate. Some objectives for today. Upon completion of this training, participants will be able to demonstrate good comprehension of the mentor-mentee relationship, demonstrate the comprehension of what mentoring is and is not, and demonstrate the comprehension of the benefits of being a mentor or a mentee. So let's get right to it. What is mentoring, you might ask? Mentoring is a process whereby an experienced professional, the mentor or coach, guides another individual, the mentee, in the development and examination of their own ideas, learning, and professional development. This mutual relationship is based on trust and respect. It is considered an old form of learning in which both mentors and mentees learn from each other. This kind of relationship has the opportunity of providing support, guidance, and knowledge to facilitate professional success. Some benefits to mentoring. Mentoring has been shown to have a positive effect on a person's career. Those who have been mentored tend to reach their goals faster and are more satisfied with their work and careers. So just a reason why I became a mentor to public health students who are younger than me or maybe less experienced than myself is because during my public health career, I did not have a mentor at the very beginning. For several years, I would say for at least the first 5 years, I did not have a mentor. It would have been great for me switching careers from law into public health to have that transition, to have someone kind of hold my hand, tell me what things are going on, how to do certain things, things not to say and things to say at jobs, or, you know, just everything that goes in between you learning a new career. And so because I did not have that, I tend to now mentor a lot of people just across the country. People will connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram and share that they don't have a mentor that looks like them. And that is one of the problems in public health. There are a lot of African-American women, but a lot of them do not choose to be mentors. And so there's just a lot of students coming out of CHW classes, but also public health schools, and they don't have anyone to guide them. So that is my reason for becoming a mentor. Mentoring is not a guarantee of a job, internship, or job recommendation. Mentoring is not therapy, it's not supervision, it's not tutoring, and it's not effortless. And I really harp on that last part, effortless. It takes great effort to be mentored. It takes willingness to be mentored and to be a mentee. Effort has to go in on both ends or it just does not work. It's just like any other relationship. You may ask, why should you be a mentor? I have my reasons, but here are some that you may adapt. Mentors help establish professional goals through a series of ongoing conversations and learning activities or events. Mentoring another person will help you focus on your own next steps, and mentoring develops your leadership skills, listening skills, empathy skills, and more. And I can definitely attest to this, to all of these actually. I definitely have learned what I'm good at as a leader and what I'm not good at. And then the things that I say that I don't think that I'm good at, I practice those. And I practice those with a mentee. And I let the mentee tell me and give me feedback as well. So like I said before, it is a relationship that goes both ways. There are several different types of mentoring relationships. There's peer-to-peer, there's traditional one-on-one mentoring, there's distance mentoring, and there's group mentoring. Lately, I've been doing a lot of distance mentoring since the pandemic. It has been challenging to say the least, but with Zoom, it is a connecting resource that you are able to see the mentee. Like I stated before, public health students or CHWs that have recently left one of my classes will connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram, or just simply ask me outside of the class if I would mentor them or if they could come underneath my leadership. And so we've been doing a lot of distance mentoring. You don't get the one-on-one connection like you would face-to-face, but in these times, distance mentoring is the best way to go, just for everyone to stay safe. And the fact that we even have that tool to be able to do that is really a blessing. Some common misconceptions about mentoring. Many people avoid mentoring because they think it takes a lot of time. It doesn't have to. The key is to set expectations early and set boundaries. You have the advantage and don't have to mentor everyone. You can say no. So be selective. Find someone who matches your values and your personality. I have come to learn this in my own time of mentoring students. Every student does not deserve your mentoring, just like every mentor or mentee does not deserve or does not even want a mentor And that is something you have to establish from the very beginning. Is this something that you both want? Is it something you're both desiring to do and put time and effort into it? It does not have to take a lot of time, and we'll talk about that on the next couple of slides. Some challenges to mentoring. Wasted time. Mentees are not clear in what they want or need from their mentor. Mentees don't take the relationship seriously. And mentees sometimes enter the mentee-mentor relationship for the wrong reasons. And then mentees may ghost you. That is a very real thing. So really the bottom two go together. Sometimes people, and this is just in life in general, sometimes people come into your life, they see what you're doing, they like what you're doing, they want to ask you questions about how you got there. You may see this person as a potential mentee that you're going to have in your life for a while, but they may have just come to get that information and they'll ghost you. All of a sudden you won't hear from them anymore. There will be no more contact. And so you're just left wondering, okay, was that all that the person wanted from me? And that's fine, but you have to set clear boundaries from the very beginning, asking the potential mentee, what is it that they would like from you? And then you would have to ask yourself, as the mentor, do you have the capability, the skill set, and the time and energy to put into this relationship? So some qualities of a mentor. Do you have what it takes to be a mentor? Are you a good listener? Do you have sounding board advice? Do you give sounding board advice to people? Do people come to you and say, you give really good advice? Or do they call you just to ask you for your advice or text you? That would be a sign that you might be a great mentor. Are you flexible? Are you willing to go weeks without talking to a mentee and know that, you know, when that person comes back, you're still there? Is your time flexible? Do you even have the time to be able to dedicate to this relationship? Do you value diversity of perspectives? Because this will challenge you as you connect with different mentees. You will have to have different perspectives and diverse perspectives, because they will be coming from a totally different generation from you most of the time, and a different level of expertise. And so you have to be able to be flexible in that as well. And then, are you knowledgeable? Are you knowledgeable about your field? Everyone is not knowledgeable about their field. They could be in it for 5, 6 years and still not know a whole lot about what it is that somebody else may want to know. And that may be because they just look at it as a job and not a career. And then also, are you non-judgmental? Because like I said before, you may have mentees that come from different generations. So there's going to be a generational gap. They may view your advice as old school or something of that nature. But will you take judgment to that is the question. And then, are you able to give constructive feedback? So we've all heard of this, right? We've all heard of constructive criticism. Are you able to do that with people? Or are you super overly critical? Those are questions that you want to ask yourself. If you are that critical type, you don't want to become a mentor. And then, are you honest and candid, or can you be honest and candid? Because as long as with constructive feedback, you also need to have constructive, honest, and candid feedback. You need to let a mentee know when something is not going right, or if they did not call you at the scheduled time that you all were supposed to have a meeting of some sort, or if you gave them a homework assignment to go research something and they never got back to you. You have to be honest and candid and let that person know. Go back to the day one boundaries and what this relationship is, reevaluate those often, but be able to say that to a person. And then, are you able to network and find resources? Are you the guru? I call myself the CHW plug. I'm full of resources. People text me all the time because I'm always posting resources for other people. And so people think, okay, Alisa's the resource person. Let's ask her random questions. So not only do I get asked questions about public health, but I get asked questions like, do you have or do you know a plumber? And so I take that on because I love resources. I love being able to direct people to different places and different people. And so that I've become the resource plug for many things. And then, are you successful in your career? So like I said, just going back up to being knowledgeable, are you also successful? Do people consider you successful? Do people reach out to you and say, hey, I like what you're doing, or this is really good content, or just simply comment on your social media posts and tell you that they love following your page? That's a level of success. And we all have our different understandings of what success is to us. My level of success may not be your level of success. So you will need to talk about that with your mentee. And then, are you willing and able to devote time to developing others? This takes time. It's just like having a project or having a child and really just pouring into them everything that you know. If they ask you questions, or if they need a resource, or if they need to get connected to someone that you know, are you able to devote that time? Or will you constantly say, I don't have time, I don't have time? You'll need to evaluate that at the very beginning of this relationship. And then, are you a person that's eager to learn? I am always constantly learning. I'm actually taking a diversity and equity training from a college, I don't even know, in Florida. I'm always just learning. Even though I have diversity and equity background training, I just love looking at other diverse curriculums and see what else is out there. And so you have to ask yourself, are you the person that's eager to learn? Because your mentee will also teach you some things, and you have to be willing to take in those things and research some things and learn about what that mentee is telling you. And then, so you want to ask yourself these questions. What are my strengths? What can I offer someone as a mentor? Do I like to see others win? Do I find joy in helping others to accomplish goals they didn't think were possible? And am I a glass half full type of person, understanding that there is something positive that can be learned from every experience? Ask yourself these questions at the very beginning. So make sure that you take a screenshot of this, or come to our CHW mentorship class to learn how to be a mentor as well. But definitely ask yourself these questions, because you want to make sure that you're putting yourself in an alignment and in a position that you want to be. You don't want to take on more responsibility than you have to. And then the mentor-mentee relationship. So mentor expectations. Mentors must have a willingness to invest time and energy in the professional learning of their colleagues, a strong conviction and belief that other mentors are likely to have a positive effect on the quality of community and education leadership. You have to have confidence in your own abilities, have high standards and expectations for your own abilities and for the work of your colleagues, and then a belief that mentoring is a mutually enhancing professional learning opportunity where both partners will achieve equal satisfaction from their relationship. Some mentoring best practices. Develop a clear mission. I said this at the very beginning and throughout. Develop a very clear mission about what it is that you all are trying to accomplish. Is this person just coming to you because they want to be your mentee for life? Or are they coming to you because they just want to know how you got into that field? How do you navigate the waters in that field? Do you know anyone at that particular job? Establish that at the very beginning, along with establishing boundaries. Boundaries such as, I don't take calls from this time to this time, or please give me 24 hours to be able to respond to you, or boundaries with the mentee as well. The mentee may come to you and want all of your contacts. Establish that boundary from the very beginning, that is not the relationship that you would wish to enter with them, that once you discover that they are a good, solid character of a person, that you may share a couple of resources with them, but it will totally be your decision. And then set SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Set these from the very beginning. That goes along with your mission statement and your boundary setting. Set these goals at the very beginning so that you know where you're trying to go in this relationship with this mentee. Like I said, if it's a long-term mentee-mentor relationship, or is this just I just need help in one area of life and it will only be for 6 weeks. So establish those goals, SMART goals, establish boundaries, and your mission statement. And then do a scheduled check-in for accountability. This goes back to those SMART goals, and it goes back to the mission statement. Know what and why your mentee is coming to you. and then do check-ins. So I actually have several mentors now. One is someone that probably doesn't realize that they are my mentor, but when I need advice or just, this person has been in public health for 20 years or more, I just call or I text and I say, hey, can I ask you a question really quick? So it's kind of like an off and on mentor-mentee relationship, but it's never been established or it's never been clearly set that way. But I also do have a real mentor for business. I have a business mentor through SCORE. And SCORE is in every state, by the way. It's part of the SBA, Small Business Administration, and anyone can get a SCORE business mentor. And I check in with this person because she has set all of these things for me from the very beginning. She has been in business for over 30 years. She's really well off. I look at her as an achievement, someplace that I would like my business and businesses to get to. So we established check-ins from the very beginning. She said, I would like to talk to you every month. And I said, that's perfectly fine. So we actually schedule those on the calendar about 3 months out. That way we know on this day at this time. And of course, we can always change that. But if you don't have those scheduled check-ins, then you're not really setting yourself up for accountability. And then when you meet, stick to that agenda. So when I meet with her, she has, because she is old school, she has an agenda set for us. Yes, we get off the agenda sometimes, and after we go over the agenda, we may stay on for another 5, 10, 15 minutes, but at least stick to your agenda at the very beginning of the call so that you know that you're getting everything that you need and she's getting everything that she needs answered for her. And then share your network. When the mentee has shown themselves ready, when the mentee has shown themselves worthy, and that's really what should be said here, because your network is something that you've taken the time to build up. You've taken people out to lunch, you've met people for lunch, you've put a lot of energy and time into building up your network. You may have had meetings with these people and sat on calls or supported these people in different endeavors that they had. And so this network belongs to you, and to share that with someone is an actual privilege. Just some resources on mentoring. You can go to the National Mentoring Resource Center, AmeriCorps mentoring resources. I'm actually a AmeriCorps alum. When I was 18 years old, I was in AmeriCorps. They actually paid for my first a couple of my associate's degrees in paralegal studies. That's how I became a paralegal in my previous life, because AmeriCorps actually pays for scholarships for people who are already in college looking to get a degree. And so you do so many hours, depending on which AmeriCorps program you get in, but you do so many hours, and upon those completion of those hours, they will give you a stipend to help you pay for college. And so that is a great resource. I'm a very big fan of AmeriCorps. And then also the CHW Mentorship Network. Of course, us. Use us as a resource. You can join the CHW Mentorship Network at www.chwmentorshipnetwork.org, or you can simply, after this video, you can email us at chwmentorship@gmail.com. Ask us questions, ask us where else you can get other resources, and we'll be happy to help you with that. It's been great talking to you all. I really hope that you took value into this presentation about mentoring. It is really a passion of mine. I've been doing mentoring before I even knew it. I didn't even know what it was considered as. I was just giving advice. And I really have built a lot of good relationships with a lot of younger public health students and my CHW students who have taken my class over the last 3 years. And I value those relationships. So the mentor-mentee relationship is something that could be really a blessing to your life as well. Don't ever think that you're so smart, so knowledgeable, such an expert that you won't learn something from someone else. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Our actions and decisions today will shape the way we will be living in the future. I thank you for listening to my presentation. If you have any more questions or comments, you can email us at chwmentornetwork@gmail.com, or some of your questions may be answered on the chwmentornetwork.com website. Thank you again, and enjoy your day.